Minister, if you will provide an update on the agenda highlights of the Environmental Council to be held in Brussels on the 16th of March 2023. Thank you.
Second, thank you. Now, I think I'm several questions ahead here, are we? Apologies. Sorry, my apologies. Right. So the draft agenda for the upcoming Environment Council indicates that the meeting will address the following matters. Firstly, a general approach on the directive amending Directive 2010-75 EU on industrial emissions. Next, a general approach on the Council directive on the landfill of waste. And then policy debates on the regulation on packaging and packaging waste, amending Regulation EU 2019-1020 and Directive EU 2019-904, and repealing Directive 94/62/EC and the regulation establishing a union certification framework for carbon removals, and the directive concerning the urban wastewater treatment, which has been recast. In non-legislative matters, there will also be an exchange of views on greening the European semester. Other items may be added to the agenda as the date of the meeting approaches. And I should say that the agenda often changes around frequently and is available on the web. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Minister, I know in December the EU Environment Ministers held the policy debate on a proposal for the nature restoration of regulation to help recover the European habitats, 80% of which are in poor condition. This was a huge issue. The proposal would set specific legally binding targets and obligations for nature restoration in each of the listed ecosystems. I just want to speak to you about the one particular project that's actually happening in Carlow. It's the Drummond Bog project. It's a voluntary, not-for-profit community education project to restore the only raised bog in County Carlow, situated close to the River Barrow and the historical site of St Mullins, a fabulous place, Minister. The Drummond Bog project was formed in 2016, and they have to apply for a variety of grants, and that's the issue, and rely on donors to support the projects. Can I just ask you, Minister, can you give me an update on this, because this is a really good project and I just want to know what the update is. If not, maybe if you don't have it today, you might send it out to me. Thank you.
Thank you, Deputy. So you've described a project in Carlow, which is the restoration of a raised bog near the River Barrow and the historic site of St Mullins, and you've asked for an update on that. I don't have information to hand immediately, but I'd be very happy to give you an update. I'd be happy to also meet you, as I'm always happy to meet any deputy, and give you a briefing on where that project is. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much. And Minister, that's so important. And I think projects like this, they really need to be, we need to make sure that there is money there. And we also, I feel, and I know others have spoke about, I just think communication is going to be so important, because this is a really good community project, and I would ask that you would come back to me with information on this. And just my other question, when you spoke about the meeting coming up in March, and you said that the wastewater treatment plant is part of this meeting, maybe you could come back to me. There is huge issues, I know, within local authorities. I know there's always kind of a delay on funding, so I would ask you that would be highlighted, that all local authorities would be absolutely given enough money for these projects. Thank you.
Thank you. These projects, they can provide a local amenity, they can provide an attraction for tourism, they preserve biodiversity, and they give people a sense of pride in their area. And they can be part of a trust transition if there are jobs that have been lost in Bordamona or other things that are in that area. And regarding the wastewater treatment, I'll absolutely listen to you. Anything that we need to highlight, if there's any projects you feel that aren't getting the funding, I'm happy to talk to you about that, and if you brief me on that, I will come back to you. Thank you. Thank you.